Saturday, January 8th, 2022. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'm here to do a live sew-in chat. So I have just come into the room, so we're going to wait for people to come in. I'm going to pull you all up on my phone here so I can follow the chat comments somewhat. That's my reminder to come to chat. Let's see. All right. I was in a different version of it, I guess, because I was sitting on it already. It didn't make it go live, so I can keep track of where you guys are. All right, here we go. So I'll just start with holding this until I can get through some of the shout outs here. So thank you all so much for coming. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And I just turned over to 15,000 subscribers, so I'd like for you to be a part of that as well. So let's see who's here. We got Ellen Campbell saying hello, Teaquilts and all friends. Deborah Quilts is here. Hello and all fellow quilters. Started taking down Christmas decorations. Will take me about 5 days or so to get everything down, packed, put away. Jennifer Mizard, I'll be off and on tonight because I'm with grandbabies. That's nice. Linda Faust says, Linda Faust says, hello, Miss T and everyone. Maria Quarterman says, hello, Miss T and Quilters from Ellabelle, Georgia. Maxie Doodle, hi, everyone. Hi, T. My eyes are weary. Working on the latest Bonnie Hunter clue most of the day today. Sandra Agger says, happy Saturday, T and T-ettes. C-Rack says, hello, T and fellow quilters. Teresa McCormick, good evening, Miss T and all you lovely. So glad to be with you. Ella Odom says, good evening, Miss T and quilters. Darlene Crosby, hello, T and quilting friends. French Seams, hello to everyone listening while working on 4-star blocks. Bonita Nan says, hey, Miss T and everyone. Alvita M, good evening, Miss T and all fellow quilters. Vivian Calvi is here saying hi, T and everyone. Jennifer says she finished her clue 7 today, now to catch up with 4-star generals. Debbie's here saying hello, T and all quilters. Brenda Foley, hello, T and everyone. Stephanie, Memoirs of a Long-Arm Quilter, hello, T and everyone. Happy Saturday. Sheila Willis says, good evening, T and everyone. Elizabeth Hewitt says, hey, from Tennessee. Tinonji Roberts says, good evening, all. Kay Pennington says, good evening. Hi, Kay. Welcome to the channel. Francis Jackson saying hello, T and all T quilters. Helena Carter says hello, T and quilters from Bossier City, Louisiana. Namali J, good evening, Miss T and all T quilters. Hope all is well with you. Zella McKenzie says hi from Michigan. Hi, Zella. Welcome to the chat as well. Welcome to the channel. I hope my screen didn't drop. Okay. Pat L says, hi, I'm new to your channel. Well, thank you for letting me know. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you popping in a comment as well. Melinda C says, hello, T and everyone. Cynthia Shade, hello from cold Chicago. Janice Miller says, hello, T and T quilters. Maria Mayer, hi, Miss T and everyone. Thank you, Francis. She's saying congratulations on 15,000. Barbara Pope, hi there, everyone. Wanda J says hello from Cold, Texas. Hi, Wanda. I don't remember your name. You could already have been here, but welcome as well. My niece Lisa Thompson's here saying hello, everyone. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Janet Mackerel says good evening, T and T Quilters. Judy says hello, T and Quilters. Sharon Lewis says hi, T and Quilters. Happy Saturday from Washington, D.C. Yes. Winfrey Baptiste says good night, T and everyone. Major congratulations on 15,000 subscribers. Well done from Teresa McCormick. Thank you. Tiffy is in the house. Hello, beautiful T. Hi, everyone. Hey, Tiffany. Tiffany's Quilting Life. Brenda Hogan says, can I steal Bonnie Hunter's free download one thus far? Thus far, I think that's what she's trying to say. I think the autocorrect is trying to assist her. Yes, you can still get this download. It will be free probably until a month after we have gotten all the clues. And so you can go over to quiltville.com, click on the blog, and then you can see the mystery quilt. She uploaded yesterday part 7, but you can still download all of the parts. Leetta Bryan, hi TNT Quilter, spent too much time with Jack today. Oh, Jack the Ripper. Yeah, this next little area, it's all these little hourglass units got to be going in the same direction, so they're easy to get twisted around, so I can understand that one. Ann Staples is here. Hello. Hi, Ann. Welcome. Let's see. Darcy, hi, T and all quilters. Give T a thumbs up. Thank you, Darcy. She's my thumbs up moderator. Jazzy Joyce says, hi, loving my African print materials. Hi, everyone. Hey, Joyce. Brenda Hogan says, can someone post Bonnie Hunter's page for free pattern? All you got to do is type in your Google search www.quiltville.com, all one word. It's easy to find, and then click on the word blog, and it'll take you to her channel. Maxie Doodle, like your t-shirt. Thank you. This one I actually got from AccuQuilt. The first year they came to, maybe it was Paducah, maybe. And they gave out free t-shirts that year. Sue GSD says, hello, T and fellow quilters. How are you doing this evening? Bonita talking about, do you get a plaque from YouTube for 15,000? No, you got to have 100,000 subscribers before they even talk to you. And then the next accomplishment is at 1 million, I think. Lynette Williams saying, hey, everyone. Kevin the Quilter is here saying, greetings, all T Quilters. And the loveliest of greetings to our reigning queen of scraps, Miss T. Well, thank you, Kevin. Welcome. Let's see. Thanks, Janice. A lot of people are just putting in congratulations on the 15,000. So you're welcome, Brenda. She just saying thanks for the link. It's real easy to find. Dora Camarina says, hi, T from California. Hi, Dora. Wash Your Hands is here. Says, hi, TNT Quilters. Where you been? Carissa Reninger says, hello, everyone. Tiffany is welcoming people into the live, so don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Tiffany. For the reminder, June Hansen's here saying hi, T and everyone. And Pearl Medina says, hello from Moreno Valley, California. Also, Pearl, welcome to the channel as well. So, again, we are working on, I got some border stuff I need to do, too. I need to sew that before I leave out of here. Border pieces. We're working on Bonnie Hunter's mystery quilt. We're on clue number 7, so I will not be giving any measurements. The pattern is still available for free over on her blog at quiltville.com. Then click on the word blog, and then you'll see to the right part of the screen, they have like a little post a list of all of her previous blog posts, and you can see the mystery over there, and it'll even give you each part. So you want parts 1 through 7 plus the introduction, because the introduction tells you what fabric you're going to need. So make sure you download the introduction as well. So I am here. I've got all of these hourglass units. You can't see them, but I got all of these hourglass units that we're now going to be sewing into blocks. And I'm not going to be saying any kind of numbers because Bonnie don't mind you. She doesn't want you giving out measurements on the pattern because it's going to be a 4-page pattern. So if you're interested in this, you need to go over and purchase it. I mean, download it, not purchase it. Otherwise, you will be purchasing it if you don't download it while it's free. Dee Dee is here from Michigan. 3 days of blizzards and about 1.5 feet of snow. Now we're going to have an ice storm. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Thanks, Tiffany is giving you all the link for the new people to go and join my Facebook group. I'll go ahead and highlight and pin that post up to the top so you all can see that. I do have a Facebook group. I have Instagram. I hardly ever post over there on Instagram, but I have it. If that, I don't know what that means, but I have it. Yeah, every once in a while I do go over there and try to feed them a photo of something, but I haven't been over there in months. So I am just going to start just sewing units or parts for 9 patches. I'm not really at this point trying to match anything up with another 9 patch. I'm just sewing the first part of the first row of the 9 patch. Just sew a few of these together. And I don't know how many I'll be sewing. I'll just sew this and then probably figure out something else to sew after I sew a few of these. And I don't even have my heated iron plugged in, so I may have to end up doing that. So I may have to disappear under my desk here. But just put this up here. I had used this for some chain piecing for the block on the board. So, let's see. Glad you're doing better, Carissa. Diane 57 says, hi, tea and quilting friends. Darcy's so funny. She says to get that many subscribers, you probably have to be a nasty channel. It's a lot of people that do it, though, or stuff that people, I think people love to see you try something. Like nomad channels have a lot of subscribers. I think they like to see you try stuff that they wouldn't do to see if you succeed or not. I think people love drama. And quilting, I don't feel like it's a drama as much as it's a challenge. If you disappear under your table, you can come back up doing a puppet show like you did for me the other day. Please, Miss T, what puppet show? I don't even know what oh. Oh yeah, I was clowning. That was like one of those impromptu things. Sometimes your body do things you don't even know you about to do. Your brain just take over. I don't know what I was doing. He keeps no secrets either. He keeps none. Tiffany is saying for 100 subs, the channel needs a lot of consistent stage type content that grabs everyone's attention. And they are so impersonal. I love small channels and all the love and support. I got to get my fabric out and start sewing. That's from Wash Your Hands. Like, where you been? It's been a while. So yeah, I have not sewed on this since whatever. Let's see, Sunday. Kevin cut some of my pieces. He cut my clues 5 and 6. And then I sold on Tuesday. No, not Tuesday. I sold. I had to have sold between I must have sold Monday because Kevin came over on Sunday. I sold Monday because I have 8 blocks for part 5 and 6 done. I'm doing those 2 parts together. So I'm skipping to work on part 7 so I can at least get 8 of these blocks done or something, you know. And then I can go back and work on 5 and 6, but at least I'll have some of the pieces put together if I want to see what the quilt looks like. So that's why I'm working on part 7. I am not finished with parts 5 and 6. I've ordered me that Doug Zico ruler that Kevin told me about. So I got one of them. I got the larger one. I'm waiting on the smaller one to come. So I'm hoping it'll come Monday or Tuesday. But I can use the large one. I just would prefer to use the small one. So yeah, comments rolling up. They'll just be rolling up while I'm typing. If you're coming in, welcome to the chat. But it's very difficult to sew, chat, and watch the comments. Let's see. I finished my client's quilt that I had to end up taking off her last border because it wasn't big enough to go on my frame. I got it done yesterday. I texted her, emailed her to let her know because I sent her invoice in the email and I haven't heard any response back. So I guess I'm going to have to call. I guess I'll do that maybe Monday. I started cutting for my Take 5 kits with the African print fabrics, getting stuff ready so I know what's going in what. I've got I made a little instruction sheet as well. And yeah, I got all the packaging stuff because I had to buy stuff to package it with. Because if I wasn't going to stack stuff, I needed something that was like 13 by 13 and a half to sit the pieces on. You know how your charm packs have a piece of cardstock or something underneath it to hold the weight. So I had to end up buying some corrugated cardboard and some bags to put these pieces in. So make sure you get them all. So that's what I've been working on. I also did record the Butler video. I did it yesterday when I finished the quilt. So was it yesterday? No. Probably was Thursday. I do so much stuff in the middle of the night I forget which day it is. So I just need to edit that. I gotta figure out how to get it off of my GoPro. I didn't realize that the new GoPro don't have a regular size SIM card for the photo thing. I don't know what you call the sizes. I got that little micro thing in there, SIM card, and I need to get something that's an adapter to get it off of the card. So that's my next step. I think I've sold enough of these, huh? So let's go to the next step because I only need so many. One, I better count. I think I got enough here for 10 to start 10 blocks, top and bottom. Well, yeah, 10 blocks. So That'll work. um, I've been thinking about getting it versus the actual heat press at Wash Your Hands. I'm trying to figure out what they're talking about. Must be talking about a steam press. Sue says, I have been watching some of your older videos. You were born to teach. Well, thank you. I feel like if I'm going to do a video on a subject, it's been so many videos I've watched, and it's like, I feel like some of the stuff they purposely leave off. And if I'm going to do a video, I try to be as thorough as possible. There are a couple of times that I have things that I only do in workshops, but you would never know that I missed it because most people don't do it anyway. So there's just certain things in a video that you wouldn't even miss anyway. And then other videos, I might give it all to you. Just depends. Wash Your Hands says, I have the large Cricut heat press and love it. And that's real funny because I hated the Cricut heat press because when the first one that came out, it wanted you to put so much pressure on it. I'm like, I can't be doing all this pushing. Hey, Williams here. Will Malunga says, the hum of the machine is soothing for me while it's isolating from 1-8, I'm thinking 2022, despite the 2 jabs and all the precautions in place. I will be okay, though. Happy quilting, Teaquilters. Yeah. We're back sort of kind of on lockdown here, too. We had they tried to put it off as a weather advisory, but they really didn't want people to go because it's not often that we get a please stay home because it's going to be icy outside. They've never said that. They barely say that. And it was nothing on the ground when they said it, too. So that was what was so funny. But we had my guild meeting was scheduled for today and for my small group. And then my large group guild meeting, they've already canceled for the month. So apparently the numbers must be bad again. But we didn't meet today anyway, due to something else, but had nothing to do with what the state required. Because I woke up and didn't even know that we were under any kind of advisories. I have stopped watching the news, which is weird because I used to watch the news 3 and 4 times a day. But ever since COVID, it was like it was depressing me so bad that I have stopped watching it, and now I don't even miss it. Hi, Jakara. I just seen somebody say you're here. I don't see your post because I'm too far down, but welcome. Carissa saying, what is the heat press for? I don't know what they're doing with it. I don't know if they're using it to press their quilt blocks or if they're using it as a true heat press. But a heat press is what you use on when you want to set heat transfer vinyl, like what's on this shirt. You have to use a heat press to keep it on the shirt. A regular iron is small and it has holes. You don't want steam when you're making shirts. So I live close to Lake Michigan and we have a lot of lake effect snow. I'm packing up to go to Florida next week. Good for you. Get out of there. Sin Forrest is here saying hello, Miss T and Quilt friends. Hi, Sin. Welcome back. Sin be in and out. Sometimes she come in and she just go right back out because she don't really have time, but she at least come in and say hi. So that's pretty cool. What is the difference between a heat press and a steam press, and which one do you have? What do you recommend, heat or steam? I actually have them both. if you're wanting to use it with your quilt making, what you want is a steam press. Think of a steam press as when you take your clothes to the cleaners and they put it on the big thing and they pull it down. This is just a mini version of what they have in cleaners. A heat press is used for HTV, as I just said, for you to put that onto material. It could be clothing, it can be towels, it can be whatever you're putting it on. But it's mostly something that you're using for material. Whereas a steam press is like a glorified iron. You can put steam in it and it presses your blocks. And the reason why I have a steam press is because I bought it for my t-shirt making. I make a lot of t-shirt quilts, and it was getting kind of ridiculous. When you got to put interfacing on a whole t-shirt, and then I was doing memory quilts where I was using all of the clothing sometimes. And can you imagine 15 seconds of holding the press in place in all of the spaces on clothing? It was taking too long. So I ordered me a heat press, and it made a world of difference. I have not regretted that decision one iota. So I do recommend a steam press for that, for sure. And then sometimes I will iron bigger pieces with it, fat quarters and stuff like that. I do have a big board where I'll go use that as well when I'm not, especially when I'm not recording. But I love both, but it's what you're doing with it. I think most of you all need a steam press, not a heat press. At one time, I had one in my Amazon store. Oops, this one sold wrong. I had one in my Amazon store, and I put another one in there for a link. So check it out. Just trying to make sure I don't have the same fabrics. Just random sewing. I used, I don't know, at least 50 reds. Somewhere in that neighborhood. So I should be okay. The backgrounds I'm not really concerned about because they're not going to be the focus. But I really don't want them right next to each other either. You know, when you wake up on Monday and it feels like Friday is never going to come. It's my anniversary in 2 days. I will have been married 18 years. Time flies. Well, happy anniversary, Darcy. That's pretty cool. He says it's 1/8/2022. Thanks. Bill, somebody must have asked him what day was it because he's in Australia. Julie Quilt says, I feel the same way. I don't watch news anymore either. Yep, it's too depressing. Lizette Zayas is here. Hello and welcome back, Lizette. Lizette. I don't know why I'm saying Lizette. Lizette. Zayas. I'm making it all one word. And these little units are hard to get, easy to get flipped around. Like, I didn't even know I sold that one wrong. I try to put all of my units upright, and then every once in a while my hand might hit it as I'm sewing. And next thing I know, I'm sewing something that's turned. So it's very easy with these units to do that. I think I said I had 20 of these. I forget to look sometimes at the fabric. See, that's the same fabric. I'm glad I looked for real that time. And eventually, you know, I might have a same one in here, but I'm trying not to have it, you know, in my little 9 patch for sure. Who knows? We'll see. If it happens, it happens. I don't think you'll be able to find it in the whole scheme of this entire quilt. I'm behind in comments as usual. Beverly Akins is here waving, saying hello, tea and quilters. Jonah Crutchfield says, I had stopped watching the news 5 years ago for political reasons. Now that it's resolved, but I still don't watch the news because it upsets me that so many people won't get vaccinated. Lizette says, I see you're working on a mystery. I'm on clue 7. I'm doing a half-size mystery. Yeah. I'm not finished with parts 5 and 6. I only got 8 blocks. I'm doing part 5 and 6 together, so I thought I better sew some of these blocks too, so I'll have some of everything. And then I was waiting on a ruler to come in the mail. So I got some phones giving me notifications. Guess it's this one. Okay, we'll stop that. All right. Hi, Linda DeVito. She says, hi, TN, everyone. Welcome from Beverly Hills, Florida. Phyllis G says, hi, TN, everyone. Renee Rothman, can anyone help me with a baby lock? I'm so lost. I don't know exactly what you're trying to do with a baby lock, but I have 2 baby locks. I actually love my baby locks. To me, they're the easiest machines to operate. That's the same. All right, pull out another stack. I have to make one block and make sure that one's right. Keep it in front of me or I mess up the blocks. Yep. I have one on the board already made up. And then I got one here that's not sewed, just sitting there. And I'm going to go ahead and take this apart so I can chain piece this through. It's not, I just turned this one piece. And these little units are easy to do that. You should always be sewing to the red. And I'm just talking, so I didn't pay attention. I try to make sure my stack is all upright when I start, but I get one turned by my wrist or hand as I'm sewing and don't pay attention. Okay, that hurt my hand. I find my hand's trying to act up here. Normally that happens when I'm doing my hair. Okay, so let's take out these little threads first. And I don't even have a scrap bag in here. Turn this around. Put you to the inside too. And sew this right back on. So I'll have it to add this other piece on. Just to pull that over so I know it's different. All right, we got to turn the stack, Teajuana. When I pressed all of these units, I tried to make sure everything was put upright at that time. Let's see. How many? Where am I and what time is it? I'm not too bad. 3 minutes behind. Robin Boyd's here. Hi, Robin. Renee saying that the machine won't sew. Check to see if your feed dogs are up. Sometimes the feed dogs are down and a machine won't sew. And then make sure that you are threading it correctly. You can try on YouTube to do a search for the style of baby lock machine that you have, and see if somebody has a video on how to record, how to thread your machine. Because that would be the first 2 things I would check if it's not sewing. Make sure your feed dogs are up. I'm assuming you've got power. And then make sure it's threaded correctly, the top thread and your bobbin. I'm assuming you got bobbin thread. I don't know if you're a new quilter or not, so just checking some stuff. And also put down there what type of baby lock you have. Somebody in here might have it. Just trying to watch the fabrics here. Make sure I'm not sewing the same thing together. Okay, so those are 3s. Now I need to do the middle rows. All right. Still with the still sewing the red. I always sew to the red. I keep the printed pattern by my sewing machine. I don't print anything. I just take a snapshot of the block. I'm one of those picture people that once I know what size I need, I just go by the picture. So I haven't even printed 1 page of this pattern. How many of these blocks do you make for this mystery quilt? How many she tells me to make, because it's a mystery? For me, I have no idea. And if you're asking me how many of these blocks am I making tonight, I'm not telling you that. That's in her pattern. So she doesn't want those instructions out where numbers are involved. Tiffany's eating brownies. The seam rippers you sell in the wood press set is the best. Well, thank you. That's from Helena. Tucker Sewing and Quilting is here. Brenda says, you may also find a baby lock Facebook group. Someone in the group may have ideas. That's true too, and they have groups by the type of machine you have. Okay, so she says she have power and have threaded it correctly. And then I would make sure that the feed dogs are up. I had my niece machine wouldn't sew. Her feed dogs were stuck down, and we could never get those things to come back up. And it was like one of those machines she had bought from like Walmart. So it wasn't really worth putting money into it to have somebody service it. But she had the machine. Feed dogs were stuck. Andrea Banks says clean the feed dogs too. Make sure there's no lint buildup. Okay, so now I'm trying to I need to cut that piece off. I'm trying to do the middle row for the 9 patches now. And I'll have to press these, but I can clip them apart now. Let's see. So I'm been in the house all day. I woke up early, had got all my stuff packed up to go to our meeting, and then got a phone call that the meeting is canceled. So I unpacked everything and I stayed in my pajamas today. So as they say, party on the top and bedroom on the bottom. Not even business. Because sewing for me is a party. So yeah. But I've been busy working all day. I don't even think I did any Teaquilts. Yes, I did. I don't even know why I would even think that I haven't done anything for Teaquilts business. I spent quite a bit of time trying to make an instructional sheet for the for the Take 5 kits that I'm going to be selling. I just wanted to put something in writing, even though I've got 2 videos, and I only reference the regular making of the block and then some tips on it, and then refer you to my videos as well. But it's pretty cool, if I can say so myself. I feel that I'm a very good pattern writer, because I make sure you have every little step, and then once you get your blocks put together, it's like you're on your own, because I'm not really writing a pattern, because I'm not really like charging you for a full blown out pattern. Even though it reads like it is one, I try to make it as condensed as possible. So it's a two-page thing, but it's full color. So that's one of my things I dislike is paying a lot of money for a black and white pattern. It drives me nuts. I don't mind paying for what I want, but give me what my money is worth. Patterns are up to $15 or more for patterns, and they don't even give you any color. You got a color of the quilt, and that's it. Color photo of the quilt, they give you nothing else in color. Some, not all, but most. All right, so those are ready. I've lost the my heat press is not. I would not recommend buying a heat press from Amazon, and that's because a lot of them are made in China and they're wired bad, and people have had fires. When I got my heat press, I did research, so I wouldn't trust something that gets that hot from China because it's cheaper. And then a lot of people will resell them on the Facebook Marketplace. I actually bought my heat press from, I think it's my link. It's in a link in my description of my videos. I want to say Heat Press Nation is their name, and I bought one of their entry level, but I never buy exactly the cheapest one. I just get one that's a little bit up, because I didn't know if I was going to be really doing shirts this long. I'm just surprised. I've actually gotten my money's worth out of that heat press. And I've been thinking about upgrading to one that kind of swings open instead of just lift up. But I haven't even looked at the prices of that since COVID because everything is so expensive. But I have a link down in the bottom. I probably have a video on my heat press when I first got it as well. So that might help you so you can see what exactly I got. I do like it. And I made sure they have different size platforms. I personally would not recommend anything smaller than a 15-inch platform. That's what I bought. And that's because some designs are going to be bigger than the platform if you get something that's like 12 inches or smaller. So platform makes a difference too if you don't want to upgrade really quick. And I've been able to put everything I've wanted on a shirt with my 15-inch platform. So let's see here. Making the 9-patch middle row here. Don't need as many of these. And I haven't even been paying attention to the fabric. It doesn't really matter. If it's two prints that are alike, it would be really obvious. If it's my low tone background prints, it doesn't matter. Always sewing to the red. Just my own personal reminder. And this is the last one I need for this set. And then I have to flip my chain. Maybe I'll chain sew on one of these half square triangles that I cut off of the other part 5 and 6. I think part 5. Okay. So I'm trying to make 20 blocks. I'm chain piecing on 20 blocks. No, not 20, 10. I'm chain piecing on 10 blocks. I got 20 of these, and then I need 10 of these to do 10 blocks. Please don't buy heat press from Amazon. People are still giving Renee information. Hi, T and all. It's Bonnie's Hunter's website, Quiltville. Yes. I've been saying that over and over, that quiltville.com for Bonnie's Mystery. Elena says, I love the Take 5. Thank you. So I am putting together some African prints. The main thing with the Take 5 quilt is they only use 5 fabrics, and I'm not that type of girl. And so what I'm doing is I'm cutting, if you have a 15 block quilt, or I'll have 2 kits. Well, really it's going to be 3 kits, because I'm going to just put a couple of them where you only have 15 blocks, which I don't think anybody is going to buy. I think everybody's going to want the 30 size. And then I've got where you get 30 blocks and they're already pre-cut. All you got to do is shuffle them. I thought about shuffling them for you, but you might want to shuffle your own stuff in a different way. And so I'm like, I'm not going to shuffle, and I'm just going to cut the blocks. And you'll have 5 pieces in the same fabric, and then you won't have that fabric anymore. So it won't be a 5 fabric quilt. It's going to be either a 15 fabric quilt or a 30 fabric quilt, depending on what you buy. So I'm working on that. Hopefully tomorrow nothing happens with this weather we got slated in this area. I'm going to head to Kevin's house and we're going to cut. Since he's got the studio die cutter, I can, it'll be just a tad easier And I've got fabric packing stuff already in the car. I just got to put the pattern that I made today in my packing label. And what else do I have? Tape. Scotch tape. The rest of it is already in the car. Retreat. I also sent out an email about retreat, letting you know that your next payments are due by the end of the month. So I did that as well. My next thing with retreat, hopefully I can get a chance next week, is I need to find a hotel for a few people that are coming just to go to the Missouri Star trip. So I'm going to try to see if I can get what those rates are, or reasonable rates. See if they'll give me just a little bit of a discount for the people. I'm not sure they will, but I'll try. Because it's not like I need a lot of hotel rooms. I only need 2 or 3. So we'll see about that. So check your emails for your retreat payments due date and what amount you need to send in. Tucker, I don't think I ever broke up what you needed to send in. And I never even, I still, I put a little note on yours, but I think everything's okay with you on that. You're welcome, Sin. She's saying thank you for the information on the heat press. T, did you get a chance to view my completed 4-star general quilt top? I posted it in the Facebook group. No, I know you posted it, but I haven't been in the group. I haven't even been over there to do who's done what blocks to check my monthly folders. That's another reason I told you all to put stuff in monthly folders too. Not your quilt, not that. I need to make a folder for that. But I need to go over there at some point, and I've just been busy with so many other things. I haven't had a chance, but I know if you all put them in the right folders, eventually I will see stuff. But congratulations on getting it done, girl. You must have done that just as one project. I'm glad I'm doing it month by month, because the border pieces drive me nuts. The blocks are not so bad. It's that border. Okay, I'm finna make up stuff. Just sew some stuff. I sewed the stack. You need to stop. So, so yes, but I will be over in the group. I just haven't been over there. I just been trying to just like photos and keep moving. Most of the time I'll write something in the comments when I'm actually really browsing stuff. So just have a lot to do. I think my extra pieces are back there. So, but congratulations. That's a big accomplishment, Francis. Darcy says, I ordered the scrap quilting book from T, and it's great. Gives so much info and has excellent photos. Well, thank you. I have not, I need to update that and upgrade that. But I don't have, when I did that, it was so long ago, and, cameras have changed, and I can't take pictures of the steps anymore unless I just do it all from Electric Quilt. And maybe I'll do that one day, just make all the patterns in that book in Electric Quilt so that they can be presented better. But I was just taking photos of steps as I was going along. So, yeah. Well, thank you, Darcy. My My daughter brought me some feel-good Christmas cookies. She talking to Tiffany. I hope I didn't block somebody. The screen just popped up. I have plenty of Scotch tape, Miss T. Well, I got it there, just in case. We might end up needing 2 dispensers. You never know. Come on, I got Scotch tape. I'm just making sure I have what I need. I have a large Cricut press, but I need a 15-inch real heat press. Yes, you do. If you're doing shirts, I'm just saying, from my perspective, my first heat press was the first Cricut press that came out. Now, I don't know if they've gotten better since I bought that first press, but they give you samples with Cricut HTV already pre-cut. And I use their samples, and I couldn't even get their samples to stay on my shirt. And then I read, you got to apply pressure. So then I put it on the floor and I put my foot on it because I was pressing on the ironing board. And I'm like, maybe that ain't enough pressure. And I put that thing on the floor. And I think it ended up working when I put that kind of pressure on it. When I put my foot on it, from all the weight down to the floor. Because the ironing board has a little give in it, I'm thinking. But I'm like, I'm not going to do this for every shirt I'm about to make. That's not going to happen. So no. While I'm got this laid out here, what I'm going to do is pair these up. So I know these same reds aren't in these units. I'm going to cheat. So far, so good. Just pulling them straight off the stack. This is not going to work. This is a different fabric. It just looked the same, but it's not. We'll go ahead and do it. We'll let other people look for that detail. Okay. Still coming up to something that looks like that. And then this one can go in now. Can we go in? Yes. And the last one. All right. Those up there, this over here. And I still got pieces here, but I'll be back to using those in a minute. Sue says, what scrapbook? I don't know. Did I say scrapbook about something? Remind me, Sue. I know I was giving out scrapbooks to some people today that I had to put back up. So maybe that's on my brain and I must have misspoken something. So remind me what I said. My scrap quilting club, I made them scrapbooks for the 2020 was my 10-year anniversary, and I got pictures that I had taken for them to put into the scrapbooks in any order that they wanted. And we have never had that meeting, and so I am now in the process of I want to give these out, and now we're not meeting, so I can't hand them out. I got 2 groups that cancel where I see some of the people. I sure hope I'm doing this right because this one's the same. I didn't see that before. I'm glad I'm still looking. There is a scrap quilting book. Oh, scrap. She said scrap. There on my website, I have a little booklet that's spiral bound that I spiral bound myself. And it's called Scrap Quilts. And it's very basic information about scrap quilting. And in there are 4 different patterns for scrap quilting patterns. as I said, my books and patterns are printed off of a laser printer. I don't use inkjet printer when I'm printing my patterns, so it's good quality that way. But the some of my photos inside are not as crisp as I would like, because cameras have been changed. That was supposed to be the start of me writing a book, and I just a lot of people, well, you can write a book, you can make a book. It's a booklet because it's about 20 pages. And I just never did finish writing the book, so I just put that out so people could have some of my thoughts. So it's self-published. Yeah, that's what you all are talking about. When she said scrapbook, I was thinking like paper scrapbooking when Sue mentioned scrapbook. So that's what they're talking about. It's on my website. It's all the way at the bottom because my patterns are all the way at the bottom. As I've been adding stuff, the patterns was the first thing that I added. And I've since added t-shirts, and then we got the LED light kits and the strip stick. And then we got into the into the wood press tools, and then what is that called? The pedal stay to keep your pedal from moving. And now I'm into selling African stuff, African fabric. So yeah, so the patterns are all the way on the bottom. And I don't have a sophisticated website. And I don't make the kind of money where I can pay somebody monthly to give me a fancy website and keep it up to date. I don't make that kind of money, and I'm not willing to invest money into that when I can invest money in a product that I can come on here and show you all. I feel like that's more important than a website, my opinion. I know a website is my PR, but that's just not important for me. I'm not trying to be the most well-known quilter out here, so it's not where I'm going. I just want to provide good information, valuable product to the things that I do sell. And that's about it. I want to answer people questions. I want to teach. Everything else is a bonus. And Dee go, written by T. Kevin the Quilter, did I read the retreat attendee list correctly? You're attending? That's from Bonita. Sin says, all my HTV is still on shirts after years and many washings. No complaint. I need HP for interfacing. So you need a heat press for interfacing. Then I wonder if you need a steam press if your Cricut's working for your shirts. Like I said, I got when it first came out, so it would be different. But if it's working for your shirts, then you might want a steam press, because if your heat press is working, that's great. I would get a steam press for interfacing shirts. I have never used the heat press to interface. I'm sure you can, but you have to make sure you monitor that temperature. But I'm sure you can. You can do it on there, though. And if you got the heat press, then you could use it for HTV too. So when you use a heat press instead of a Cricut for HTV, you will never go back. So you might want a heat press if you do a lot of shirts. And then just see if you can do your interfacing with it. I'm sure you can. You just got to make sure that you put it at the same temp as an iron. You don't want to over scorch the interfacing on a heat press. But yeah, so you might want a heat press, because I think you're going to love it once you start using it. Because all I press for 15 seconds and the whole shirt has heat press. The heat press is on the shirt. And then I'll peel off my cover, and then I might heat it for another 5 seconds just to make sure. Pressure is everything with HTV. All right, so we're, this is in the wrong place. And I didn't sew to get that off. Got these little pieces here. All right, I'm gonna sew these on so I can get my last unit off. And now we're gonna press these. Darcy says, I ordered the t-shirt that T made with your home state on it. I seen on the site that T had a book about scrap quilting. Okay, yeah, that's how she found it. Yeah. Because like I said, my patterns are all the way down at the bottom of my website. One of these days, I'll regroup some stuff, but it's still going to be a trailing list. I can't figure out how to make it do anything else. So now this is where I would really like to go to my big iron, but we got one more row. I'd do my 9 patch and then go to the big iron, but I'm here with you guys. Right now I got the ironing board up in the because I was ironing all of that African stuff I needed my big board to sort all of the fabric and cut on because it make it flat. So it's just up in the kitchen right now, okay? I didn't even put it back in my dining room where I normally have it. T, so the Cricut heat press for interfacing, you still had to apply a lot of pressure? I never bought the Cricut heat press for interfacing. And I would imagine that you would not. It's just that you still got to move it around a lot. I can do the whole like 22 inches wide by, I don't know, 9 or 10 inches. And then it takes me about 2 or 3 times to interface an entire t-shirt instead of the 15 seconds in each spot. So no, I never used the Cricut for that. I used the Cricut one time. I sold it and got me a heat press. And like I said, they probably are making them a whole lot better than they were before. And it's like anything that want me to put a whole lot of pressure with my hands, I just can't do that. So not for no long period of time. And I already knew that I was going to be making shirts because I had my scrap quilting club that I was going to be making shirts for. I thought at the time, but I ended up doing screen printing with those instead. It's weird what makes you buy something and then you go a total different route with it. But I do use it, and my mom, she's really glorifying in the glory of it. Do you know? Hi, Mom. She still ain't paid for her shirts, okay? I wasn't expecting her to either. But she sure didn't even offer. But that's what moms do. How you making stuff for other folks for Christmas gifts that they giving. I don't did all this manual labor. And she gives the gift and get the glory. Let's put this back. I want to now put this last unit on here. Oops, got to turn it around. C-Rex says completing the borders for, I don't know what she's saying. YIN. I don't know what that is. Hello, Nancy. Jennifer says, I was wondering too if Kevin was indeed Kevin the quilter. Yes, it is. I don't know if Kevin came on here and answered y'all question, but yes, Kevin is going to be at retreat now. He's he's gonna have to figure out something. June is a heavy month for traveling. Y'all know that everybody is doing everything in the month of June. You got family reunions, weddings, trips, and Kevin works for the airline, so he's pretty busy with that. But he's gonna try to figure that out, and it does sometimes cost him money to get rid of a trip, and that was the problem with paying for a retreat and having to pay to get rid of a trip. So that's the issue for him. Completing borders for the 4-star generals is like playing the concentration game. You're right, because it's easy to flip the units on that. And that's what I said. I don't even mind doing the blocks. It's when I get to the borders and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sick of these things. And I am so glad that I didn't wait until month 13 and decide that I'm going to make all of my border blocks. I'm glad that Kevin and I had the foresight to say, make some of your border blocks as you go, because otherwise it would be a stressful month. Paula S. says, T, I found an interesting YouTube video about a young lady making 3-yard quilts with African fabrics. It was interesting. She was using Donna Roberson's pattern. So that's pretty cool. I have to look up that and see what that is. Hey, sis and everyone, stay safe. Been looking at NFL football. That's my brother, Ray. Hey, sir. We did birthday shout-outs on Wednesday. I told him your birthday was the 31st of January. Dee Dee says, did you write a scrap quilting book? Yes, ma'am. It's a booklet. It's like a 20-page booklet that has 4 patterns in it, and I'm just talking very basic because it's so much more information I've learned since I've written that. But yes, I do have a book, but most of the stuff is still the same in my life to this day. It's on my website, Teaquilts.com. Y'all too funny. I know I'm behind. I know I've already said it. I'm 10 minutes behind the chat. Quilt Girl says, hi, T and everyone from Chile, Maryland. People are saying hi to my brother. Thanks, Tiffany. She put the website up there for you guys as well. Put my website. And you just go to the products tab is where you will find stuff that I'm selling. Eric Oda says, I'm actually sewing tonight. Hi, all. Hi, Eric. Eric's also having Zoom tomorrow if you all are interested. Cheryl says, you do a good job. Thanks, Cheryl. Cheryl, I sent you an invoice too. You need to pay. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I sent you an invoice through PayPal for your wood press. Kevin says, yes, I'm going to try, Miss Bonita. Yep, that's the problem. You got to make sure he get rid of those trips. Dee Dee says, I've never been to the bottom of your website before. Duh. Thank you, Darcy. She's still reminding people to hit that thumbs up if you haven't. 140 people and only 80 thumbs up. Brenda Pickett says, hi, everyone. Hi, Brenda. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you popping in here. I can't believe I'm so many minutes behind. I'm 8 now. Maria Quarterman says, I got a new sewing and crafting table for Christmas. I can adjust the height from sitting to standing. It works really great. My husband bought it. That's awesome. I also bought a table that has adjustable height. It's in my scrapbooking area. That should be my scrapbooking area, but my quilting has kind of taken over it. And I got it from IKEA, and I think it even has a button. I don't think I crank it. I think it has a button, and I even bought a bar stool to go with it because I put it at cutting height initially, but I can adjust it. I like adjustable tables. William says, Miss T, you are just too humble in my opinion. You are the best, and I give you the pedestal. If not, who will? Laughing out loud. Well, thank you. The things like when I'm receiving things, I always try to make sure that the quality of it is what I would want if it was coming to me from somebody I didn't know. So that's kind of how I try to operate things over here. This message is making me loopy. We know what's making you loopy, Eric. Interfacing vinyl and canvas for bag making and luggage. Interfacing vinyl. I would not put vinyl under a heat press. And if I put it under a steam press, it's going to be very short period of time. Vinyl and is a little bit different. But if you're interfacing, I feel that the steam press will interface very well for you. I do it all the time with my t-shirts for the t-shirt quilts. He says these meds are making me loopy. Okay, so he's on meds. Okay. I have a low tolerance for meds. And Tiffany is laughing at him. Hi, Mom. Glad you can join. Oh, gosh. Yeah. So y'all see my mommy came to hang out with us. Now, that is awesome. And people saying, hi, Tiff's mom. Claudette Bettis is here saying hello to and everyone. Hi, Claudette, and welcome, welcome. And Tiffany put the website in there again. I'm getting closer, guys. I'm like 4 minutes away. And Jennifer go, there's my roomie, Claudette. Yes. Claudette and Jennifer came to my first retreat. 2020 was supposed to be my second retreat, with this 2022 being my third. So things did not work out well. So we shall see. Tracy Davis, hi, welcome to the channel. Also, she's saying hello to everyone. Appreciate you all new people. If you would, please subscribe to the channel. Eventually, I'm going to start uploading some educational videos. And if not, I got a great library for new people. You can go see all kinds of string quilts, blocks that I've done, that you can make a whole quilt with just one block video. You just keep making the same block until you get the size you want, add border, and you're done. So I got a lot of educational videos. I just haven't been doing those lately because my other parts of my business has been taking off. And so I'm like limited in time. Okay, Cheryl, she says, thank you, just did. Thank you. I know what's been happening for me is that I'm sending people notes in my account, and my accounts go through Yahoo Mail. I use the Yahoo Reader instead of Gmail Reader. And Yahoo has been putting everybody, even people that are in my contacts, they're putting people into spam. And then the spam people, every now and then, they're letting them come into my regular mail. But even if I write you something and you reply back, your reply goes to spam, which I don't get at all. Like, how is that spam if I sent it out first? So I try to make sure people can see stuff because I know what's happening on my end. Francis got to go. Good night, Francis. I'm caught up a minute. Hey. Lee Mager says, hi, I just discovered this channel. Hello from Canada. Well, welcome. Appreciate you popping a comment in. Welcome to the channel. As usual, please subscribe as well. I have recorded the other day. I recorded the Butler video. So if you're interested in electronic quilting, I did show how to do point to point, and I might take some of that video. I think I took video of me doing some freehand quilting, so I'll do 2 separate videos for people where it's computerized on one and hand quilting on the other. I'm hoping I got footage of both. Sue says, your video library is excellent. Love your EQ8 tutorials. And I only did like maybe 2 or 3 of those, and I probably need to do more. I actually love electric quilt. I've been using it since version 4, so I'm very familiar with it. And Darcy is sweet. She says, hi, Lee, welcome. You will have fun here. Give T a thumbs up. That's right, Darcy. Tell them. So, yes. So now I'm going to make sure I don't have the same fabrics in again. So I'm just laying these out and hope I do a better job. I had one that I had to switch around. But one is not bad. This is a different fabric than that. They, sometimes these fabrics starts looking the same when they're near solids. But, you know, if you got to look that hard, it's okay. Just trying to make sure I don't have the same fabrics if I can. If it happens, it's not going to be a problem. Anyway, I just try to do that so I'm not purposely matching up stuff, because that way I know I'll have some that will touch, but it won't be all the time. That's the same. This is probably the same. That one's right there. This one's over there. So we'll go back to one that's not quite as obvious. See, we're not picky. Just try. That one's good. And those are good. Got two more here. Okay. And this one. All right, so now we're ready to sew again. Make sure I haven't missed anybody. T got her thumbs up from me, from Beth. Thank you. Remo says, good evening, everyone. Thumbs up. Hi, Remo. And Sue says, I have versions of 6 and 7. They are so difficult for my brain. Version 8 seems so user-friendly. And what was so funny is you are correct. However, when you're one of those people that have used it since version 4, when they came out with version 7, do you know I couldn't find stuff that was sitting right in my face because it was too easy? And because it was so complicated before, I kept having the old systems in my head. So it took me a minute. I did not like it the first time I opened it up. I'm like, I can't do this. I don't like this. And then I realized it is easier once I got used to the interface. But when you have something that's a very complicated software and then they make it easy, or easier. I'm not going to say it's easy. It's easier. It was a lot for me to wrap my brain around. Okay, so I think I'm caught up. That was Sue's last comment. For a minute anyway. What time was that comment? 9:21. People saying hello to Beth. That's really nice. The people in the room, for my newbies, we are a community of quilters that support each other here. So got any questions, things like that, feel free to ask. Even if it's off topic, we answer any kind of questions, try to assist. And if we can't help you, we try to give you references or get you the right contact person. Because that's what we do. We've all been in a situation at a time or two where we've needed some help. And now that stuff is online, it makes it a whole lot easier. If we don't know it, we're going to get you in the right place, tell you what to Google and everything else. Whoops. My seam came back just a little bit. It'll be all right. Paula says, T, the block you are working on now, do you have a video out there on making it in a larger size? I'm not good at sewing a lot of pieces. No, I do not. This is actually Bonnie Hunter's mystery quilt over on at the quiltdeal.com website. You click on her blog and there's a mystery quilt. It's out for a limited time. It will be out until the clues are over, plus 30 days. So no, I don't have any video out. I have not even been giving cutting instructions for what I'm doing. But if you want to make what I'm making so far, like hourglass units, basically, 9 patches with hourglass units. You can make them any size you like. Any size you like. But I'm going to be adding on to these blocks as well. And I might cut my steam press on to... I cut that steam press on. Y'all know I'm going to break out in a hot flash. It gets hot in here with that steam press on. But I might use it instead of the iron because it'll press it a lot better. I got these pieces also. So I got to clean the stuff off so I can cut the heat press, the steam press on. Not the heat press, the steam press. And I got water in here, do I? No, I don't. And I don't know if I got a water bottle. I put distilled water in here. Just trying to see if I had one in here. No, I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go get some water. So, yeah. Use distilled water in it just in case. We have pretty good water here, but I still put distilled water in here anyway. It hasn't done any harm to it at all, so I think it's a great idea. All right. Put this right there. Take that out when I leave. Do that. And even though the steam press has a cotton setting on it, this thing, in my opinion, gets very hot. So I use the wool setting, the setting before the cotton. And then they have one setting after that. I think it's linen. Yes, linen. I think the wool setting is fine for most things that you're going to do. Good night, Ellen. I see people saying good night to Ellen. She says, I'm sleepy now, saying good night to everyone. Take care. I missed that before. Sorry. Expecting my first great nephew in March. I have never made a quilt. Any suggestions for a baby quilt for a newbie? Something in a crib size. You can, all square quilt made with just squares are fine because you can make patterns with those. You can make grids with the color. You can put in as many colors as you like or not. So even just an all square quilt for a beginner is good. Log cabin quilts or rectangles are good. A little bit more concentration on the piecing. So I would say like a charm quilt for your first quilt. They're going to appreciate it. Make it in the colors that they're going to do the room. I'm sure they'll love it. I'm sure people have already given you some suggestions though. If it's my first quilt, I try to keep it simple if I haven't sewed before though. Patricia Corlucio says, hey T, just got here. Hey Patricia. It's 9:28 already. Boy, time does fly. T says, trying to catch up with projects I ignored during the holidays. That's what she's doing. Patricia says, got my present and card. Thank you, T. Love the purple. She's talking about she won the birthday draw for the month of January, and you are so, so welcome. She got a yard of purple fabric. lift that up so I don't so that I don't pull my seam allowance back. Orlando Remus says, good evening, everyone. Hi, Orlando. Welcome. I'm not going to say what that name means to me, but it's a good thing, but I'm not going to throw somebody under the bus. I love the name Orlando. And one of my nephew named my great nephew Orlando with an R. I'm like, they just come up with names I've never heard before, but like putting initials before the name. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, Diane. She's also reminding people to give me a thumbs up. Share her video with your friends, subscribe, and hit the bell to get all notices. Yes, I would really appreciate that if you all could share my YouTube channel with your quilting friends. Maybe post it on your Facebook homepages or your Instagrams would be really nice. I appreciate that. Trying to increase my subscribers. Not trying to get like super big, but trying to get more subscribers. Some of my subscribers might be people that I line dance with as well, because I do those videos as well every now and then. It's mostly quilting over here though. And she says join the Facebook group, which I have pinned up at the top. Tiffany has put that up there for you guys. And Lee says, thanks, T. Going to go look at your videos. And Tiffany's after the live. Orlando's laughing. Yes. All right, so I need to get this off of here so I don't have one sitting there. I want to make sure this don't cut off. It's ready. I just got to press with my wood iron first. And it beeps to let you know that it's cutting off, so that's pretty cool too, the steam press. But I can I close that steam press down on 2 of these at a time or something. It'll make them nice and flat for me so I can go to the next step. It's not replacing your iron. That's important to know, that a steam press does not replace your iron. You see, I still got to press these seams where I want them to go. The steam press doesn't do that. It's just going to press whatever you're putting under it. It's going to make it flat. So if you've got a pucker or a pleat, it's going to make it flat, but it's going to make that pucker or pleat pronounced. Because it's going to press it right in. So you've got to, get what you want into the right area before you put it under there. And like I said, when I'm standing up, I got on my pajamas, so I'll be, I took a bath yesterday, put on the pajamas. I'll be doing the same thing after this live. Take a bath and get another set of pajamas. I've been in these all day from yesterday. I decided, nope, I wasn't gonna, I was going out, and then my event got canceled. I had 2 things I was going to do today. I was going to drop off the quilt, and I was going to a guild meeting, and they one got canceled, and the other one I was like, well, it won't happen. I'll handle that later, maybe next week, Monday or Tuesday or something. All right, so I've got 10 little blocks here. This is what they look like now as far as pressing, just with my wood little press thing here. It gives it memory, so it just lays in the position I want, and now they'll get flat when I press with the heat press here. So might could put 3 on here at a time. And then it has a timer on here. You can press for steam. That's why it's called a steam press. And then it'll beep when it's ready, but most times it doesn't take this long. But that's the timer I use when I'm interfacing my shirts though. And so now it's flat. Right here, it's probably not showing because I got the fan blowing on it too, but it's nice and flat. Now I'm ready to go to the next step. So again, I'm going to put 3 down. I got 10 here, I think. Just trying to get some of these pieces sewed. Diane says she only drank distilled water. I have never drank distilled water. It's interesting. I want to make sure all these blocks are turned the same direction because it's important. So I'll just do 2 because I got 4 left. Okay, so now I can go to the next step. I started working on a foundation paper piece project, but I've been putting off for some time while I listen in. 5 minutes in, I'm already cursing up a storm. I'm just going to put it down and clean my sewing room instead. Now that's funny. Okay, this is a piece I've been adding to. So now I got these rectangles I'm going to be sewing onto the sides. And again, I'm sewing to the red side just so that I have everything orientated the same when I don't think it matters now, but that's just me. Once I start something, I finish it that way. So I'm just putting rectangles on the sides here. I guess I could show you my block again. Here's my block. Try to get it up close. And then this is what it looks like pressed on the back. Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing PJs all day. It can be relaxing, yes. I thought I was not going to have on PJs, but when I'm like, I've done all that work to pack up, and then, because I got up at 8, I got the phone call at 9, and I know why they waited till 9, because it's a respectable hour to start calling people homes on a Saturday. But I had gotten up at 8. I had just put the last thing in the bag, and then the phone call comes. And yeah, so then I had to unpack all of that stuff. And then I was like later for clothes, you know. I had got up early so that I could y'all know I stay up late, so I got up early so that I could do some work before I left and went to that meeting. So yeah, it's okay though. And Tiff talking about I wear PJs all day, every day. Doing the backing for the Sugar Do quilt along. That's Remo. I don't know what that is either. So me, 31, wear PJs. to get me dressed. Quilt Gal says, I still can't find my wooden press and seam ripper. I live in my PJs. Only put on street clothes when I go out. I like your shirt. Well, thank you. And this is a shirt that AccuQuilt actually gave out one year at the Paducah Quilt Show, and I think it was their first time coming to a quilt show. And they gave out T-shirts, which was really nice. I was very fortunate to get one because I didn't even purchase anything because I had everything they had already at home, and I was just talking to the people. And she gave me a shirt, so I really appreciate that because I didn't even make a purchase. I tend not to buy anything from AccuQuilt at events because they do like 20 or 25% off, and I know I can get more online or when they have specials and stuff. Ah! Ow! I had an avalanche. This is, oops. It's a good thing I got a paper towel right here. Might not be enough though. My water. I guess my containers got tired of sitting up there and just decided to fall with the vibration of the sewing machine. Stuff happens. Welcome to the chat. Oh my goodness. Even my block on my board, when the board fell over, all of my pieces are just everywhere. So I'll have to redo that. We'll just put them on the board anywhere. No kind of order at this point. Thank you. My dear husband brought me some paper towels. He's watching on his television in his man cave. That's when I invade the man cave, is on on my lives. All right. I could take 2 more if you will. I got my pieces falling everywhere. Hold on, guys. Even the phone fell. And I don't even know where the... Oh, I put it on the floor. It's like, what did I do with the other container? Hold on for a second, hon. Take back the wet paper towels for me. And then I'll keep this here just in case. Whoops, it fell. But just in case we have another one. Because I got my water right here. Which, this is the thread from that machine. Okay. Put this over here. Maybe not. Right there. And then we'll keep these paper towels right there for right now. Okay. Bernina package. Key. All right. Darcy. Oh boy, that is too funny. Hold on. Sandra says, have you all noticed there seems to be a lot of quilt alongs? Yeah, ever since we've gotten into COVID, it seems like it's a lot because people had to do everything electronically, and then you get over to their pages as well, their sites. I don't know. Let me make sure I got all my blocks. 6, 7, 8. I do have all of my blocks. I just want to keep my heat press on since I've now deviated. Okay, making sure everything's still orientated in the same direction as well. Orlando says, T, do you prefer the Bernina over the Baby Lock machine? Okay. I've always wanted a Bernina, and so I had the opportunity to get it. I was not ready to get a Bernina at the time, but I had a friend that was selling hers, needed to sell hers, and so I bought it so that I would have it. Do I prefer the Bernina over the Baby Lock? And I'm gonna say no. Each machine has its own thing that it does great, and that's kind of how I operate with all of my sewing machines. I tend to, even when I didn't have a long arm, I had a machine set up for piecing, a machine set up for machine embroidery, which is a Baby Lock. This is the Baby Lock Elissimo. And then I have a machine that was set up for free motion quilting, not quilting with the feed dogs up, but free motion quilting with the feed dogs down. And that was my Singer XL 1000 at the time. And then I was piecing on the Baby Lock Elagio. And so once I bought this and I had such an expensive piece of equipment, I decided to sew on it. Now there are some things about this Bernina. It's an upgrade from my Elagio, so don't get me wrong. These two machines are very comparable. This machine can do a little bit more, which is to be expected since it's a newer model. But I love the straight stitch on here, and I also love that it will stop on a dime. Sometimes I have machines, when I stop, it'll give you that extra stitch or two, and then you're over the seam place where you want it to stop. I think Bernina makes things a little bit more complicated than they have to be, whereas with a Baby Lock, it's easier machine to learn and use. They use standard terms. It's a lot quicker for you to get going on embroidery, whereas over here, you've got to do a few more steps before you can hit that goal to press for embroidery. So I think it just depends on what function it is that I'm doing and which machine I like best. I do love piecing on the Bernina, though. I didn't have any problems with my Baby Lock with piecing, but I do enjoy piecing on here. When it comes to machine embroidery, because I don't like it, I'm going to have to go back and reference something before I hit that go button just to make sure I don't destroy something on the machine. Because over here, I can just cut this thing on. I haven't been embroidering in months. Probably more than 9 months I haven't done anything on this thing. And I can cut it on and I can go right out the gate. Don't have to worry about it. So that's how I use my sewing machines. I set them up for functions and tasks, and then I do that. And I do like that Bernina has true specialty feet for doing things, whereas other ones, they don't have as many feet as Bernina have for the specialty things. So it's all personal preference. Okay, so now I know what's missing, my wood press. It's right here, thank goodness. All right, and I guess I could go ahead and, well, I might want to press this just so, press one at least, so I can get, so this thing don't go down. At least I'll press it and use it this time. And then the comments when I had the avalanche. Are you okay? Oh no, T. Oh my gosh. That was scared. It scared me though. Miss Ellen Pankey. Good evening to you and everyone from Connecticut. Well, thank you. I think you're the first person from Connecticut on here, if I'm not mistaken. If anybody else in here from Connecticut, let me know if I missed you. Well, welcome to the channel. Appreciate that. She's of Garden Quilts and Art Traditions. Pretty cool. And only, I don't know if, well, we got Ella. I don't know if we had another Ellen other than Ellen Campbell. Girl, I almost sleep when you started screaming. I about hit the roof. Are you okay? Collision time. That's right, Alvita. Alvita, you see the humor in it. Maria does. Those fabrics would like to be sewn now. Apparently, there are scraps from a project, from 2 projects that I have up there. Just come bustling down. Scaring the bejeebies out of me. Well, I don't even know what that means, but that was what my mom used to say when we were kids. Scared the bejeebies out of me. I have no idea what bejeebies are. Judy, Judy says, I dress properly each day and feel more productive. I make sure I'm ready for anything. And when she says that, it reminds me of the old Singer thing when Singer first came out. And in the Singer manual, if you find an old Singer manual, they would tell you to get dressed and put on your makeup and feed your husband and all this other kind of stuff. Clean the house before you quilt. uh, my problem is that I'm one of those people that stay up late. So if I can't sleep, I get up and start doing stuff. So I used to lay there and try to make myself go to sleep, and now it's like, you know what? I don't even care. If I'm having trouble sleeping, I'm already know I'm going to be up 2 or 3 hours. So I really didn't want to run these through yet. I still got this one on here I forgot to take off. I'm trying to use the ones I got over here and hope I haven't dropped anything, because I got these suckers counted for the number, you know. I did not cut any extra pieces, but it would just mean that I have to press a couple of pieces if I lose them. This thing is spitting at me. It's like, we want to work. And that this heat press, this steam press gets hot. And like I said, I only run it on the wool setting. Did I take that first one off? Nope. I try to do it immediately after the first seam is stitched, but I forget sometimes. Okay, just pull a few more over. I don't need that many. And run this through. What time is it? Oh, I only got 9 minutes left. Things keep falling in my sewing room even when I'm in here. You know, this is the first time that's ever happened from right there. Normally, I'm over here mucking around, messing with the stuff that I got set up to be an avalanche, okay? Well, guess this T is not tearing down the house. That's right. The Molly J said, are you all right? I wasn't looking when you yelled out, but ran to give you a hand, laughing out loud. You mean so much to me. Thank you, girl. I need some help. One of these days I'm gonna clean this room out, but I got other things. I got business. I don't have time. I'm always quilting somebody's quilt or now I gotta quilt my own quilts. I don't have any customer quilts because I have a lecture supposedly in March, and I'm like, if this virus is bad, I may be canceling my lectures I got set up. I don't need to be talking to people if this virus is getting strong again. But I got a few quilts I want to quilt that are part of I'm doing like just a trunk show of quilts that I started doing COVID, which is weird because we're still in this phase. So it could be anything I've done since March of 2020. So I want to get some of my projects quilted. Let's see. These blocks are kind of cute. Got a lot of white space, but it's cute. And got 3 more to sew the other side on. And then we have top and bottom that goes on here too. And I'll just tell you what that is. And I'll probably be working on some parts of this. This must have been a strip that was that ran out. You know how you stack strips and then you have a short one, it ran out. So I know I'm gonna need 1 strip already. on the last block here. Just don't want that to cut off. I'll press both sides of these and press with the steam press. The cold water lap dance was funny. Yeah, because that water was running. It didn't get in my lap. I have a shelf underneath that has for your typing tray. And it was getting on papers. I put my patterns sometimes under there. So it was getting on some papers. So that's what I was moving for. I didn't get wet. I'm dry to the bone over here. Good night, Vivian. I'm surprised Vivian. When Vivian say good night this close to 10, I'm surprised she's still in here because Vivian sometimes come in here at 8 when we first start, and then 10 minutes in, she be like, good night. Those are the people that go to bed early and get up at 5. And me, I'm just going to bed. And Vivian's cute. She'll text me at she'll text me, like she try to wait and try to do it like 8 o'clock. It's probably 9 o'clock her time. I'm still knocked out. And then I'll show you all what this block looks like. I'm going to try to finish this block, and then I'll have, I got 2 fabrics sewn in here. I'm going to take that off because I need my fabric. Normally I wouldn't care, but I want my fabric. So we're going to take that off. It felt a little thick. Normally I wouldn't care, but I don't want to go cut another piece. And it's one of the fabrics I like too that I didn't use a whole lot of. So I definitely want my fabric. I can't even tell you how many light fabrics I put into this project. All right, let's press this. I don't know if I can put 2 on here. Yep, it looked like it'll fit. Sometimes it's too wide down at the point. It's got a little pointed end, but it worked out. So, yeah. And I got that one I want to take apart. So I'll do that off. Well, I'll take it apart while I chat with you guys, maybe. How many minutes? We're going to be over. I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have to be in a rush to leave. For those that want to hang around. But I always, anytime I have ripping to do, I always rip before I leave my room. So when I come back, I don't have that ripping to do, because then you may not want to come back to a negative job. So I always handle any ripping before I leave my room. All right. So this is what I have now. Just a 9 patch with sides. And then it's going to have a top and bottoms as well. But in the corners, it's going to have more of these hourglass units. Like this. I just haven't pressed this one yet. It just was up on my board. So that's what we are working on. Those go back. So basically, I'm putting these on the ends of a strip, and then sewing this once I put one over here, sewing this to the top and bottom. And like I said, you can make this hourglass block any size you want if you wanted to do this, especially if you didn't want to do little pieces. Your quilt will get put together even faster. I think it's my daddy that was in room when he was alive. Oh, she's talking to Diane because I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. Hi, Sue Baker. She says, hi, Tina, everyone. Late again, but I'm here. Beverly is saying good night to Vivian. A lot of you all are. It is live here, ladies and gents. Thank you, T's husband, for bringing me the stuff. Yeah, it was live. That's why I said this is keeping it real, isn't it? Susan T, I would never quote if I had to do that every day. Laughing out loud. Deborah says good night. Deborah Holloway says good night, everyone. Susan T says jammies and night. Jammies are awesome. Good night, Sue. Sue's got to work tomorrow. I had to sleep on the couch last night. My husband was snoring way too loud. Yeah, I used to do that. I used to get up and go sleep in my lazy boy chair. Had a rocker chair. It was so comfortable. And I used to sleep in that chair too when my sinuses were acting up. I would go sleep in that chair. Because every time I prop myself up on pillows, I wake up because I can't breathe, and I'm back slid down in the bed, not on the pillows anymore. And Vicky said that virus is picking up bad here in Upper Michigan. Yeah, it's picking up bad everywhere. Leslie B said, what was the name of that African quilt you did from a pattern that was real easy to do? It's called Scooch Over 2. That's what I got to sew this for a border. I need to put that on the sides to make it a little bit wider. I'm going to do that because I want to put that quilt on my frame next. It's called Scooch Over 2 by Maple Island Quilts. Darcy says it's nasty here in Minnesota. Cheryl says good night, everyone. Be safe. Good night, Cheryl. Joyce Burrow says, is there a way to sharpen the blades on an AccuQuilt die? I have to cut so many D and E pieces. No, there is not a way to sharpen AccuQuilt dies. I haven't had a problem with a die needing to be sharpened, and I've used a lot of my dies, and I'm wondering if your dies just needs to be cleaned if you're having trouble getting a cut. And if you're having trouble getting cut, it either needs to be clean or you need to try a new mat. You'll be surprised that you get so many cuts into a mat that it stops working. So try a new mat, and then try I hope you have a die pick. They used to give them out with the Go machines. I know I didn't get one with my Go Me when I got it. So make sure that you have a die pick. And clean that blade. You got two sides of that blade. You want to go down both sides. I clean mine pretty frequently. And then I also use the die pick. And then I also use a pair of pliers. I do some jewelry making, so I would have my pliers that I would pull out strings that are just stuck in corners, especially half square triangle dies. They really get bad. Half square triangles and squares, they're repetitive squares, where they've got a lot of squares on the dies or a lot of intersections that are meeting up with each other. So yes, but I've never had to have a die resharpened. I just glued a board back because I damaged it, and I thought I was going to have to replace that die, but that die is working just fine. I just have to clean it because it's a half square triangle die. And it's what they call multiples. It has like 9 half square triangles from squares, so you end up with 18 because you got both sides, and then you put 6 layers down. You can cut a lot of half square triangles with those multiple dies. I love the multiples. Okay, so we got that apart. And Joy says, I wish there was a 6-inch die for D&E on the double wedding ring die. No, well, I don't know. So you could just cut, yeah, I know what you're saying, because you could cut a whole lot of just those pieces that you need the most out, yeah. But I'm just wondering if they might need to be cleaned, maybe. Try cleaning a die, and then make sure your mat is not, make sure your mat is a good mat, too, when you start having problems. But I've never had to have or worried about a die being sharpened. Never had that. All right, so this is the one I have to take apart and put back together here. Take this little thing off. Little bonus pieces. I guess I'll just go ahead and sew this, even though I could be sewing some of these other pieces. We'll keep it all legit. Let's see. Because now I got to sew top and bottom pieces anyway. But I want to get this one pressed, so it's in the same situation as my other 9. Let's see. Good night, Ellen. She says she's with Vivian. She's got to go to bed too. Yep. I could be here all night. I'm a night owl. This is my time of day now. I just got to eat. I haven't eaten dinner. I even eat my meals with my sleep habits. What did I eat today? I had one meal. I had some shrimp and some fries. Joyce says, my grandson and his mom and dad have COVID right now. Ooh. Wash your hands says, the new strain is extremely contagious. Wow, that's why it's going around. Mary says, our governor mandated that all PAs, nurse practitioners, etc., don't have to have supervision for 15 days due to hospital shortages and crisis patient enrollment in them. Wow, that's really bad. Stephanie says, I'm back. I've been in and out laughing at the avalanche comments. Glad you're okay, T. Thanks, Stephanie. Prayers for them, Joyce. That's just sad. And Joyce saying, I hope that it lasts through the whole quilt. She's hoping that the die. I think that if you're needing a new die, the die was defective. If it's less than a year old, AccuQuilt will give you a new die. But I almost think that the die needs to be cleaned if you've been using it a lot, or a new mat. But you can try whatever. And also, if you're cutting just D&E pieces and not cutting the other pieces because you don't need them as much, use a smaller mat so that you're only cutting the part of the mat that you need. Just get a mat that will cover the pieces that you need. Pauline Crosby is still here, saying she's having her hands full with the pup. Yep, I don't think I'll ever get a puppy. I'm not going to ever get a dog because I just don't want the responsibility follow me around. I feel like when my grand dog is here, it's like she's trying to corral me into bed. She's, wants you to hold her, and I'm busy doing stuff. And I do understand that they need that attention, but it's like I don't have time for that every day. Judy L says, thank you all for the advice and information. Appreciate it greatly. You're most welcome. Shaquita Muse here, come in saying hello, everyone. I'm here as long as y'all are listening while sewing. Leslie B says, T, thanks for the pattern info. You are so welcome. Robin Taylor says hello from Washington State. Hi, Robin. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you will subscribe as well. Hit the thumbs up button. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram as well. I don't have a die pick. That's what Joyce, and I kind of figured that. She doesn't have a die pick, and she's cutting a lot of those pieces. And what happens is it's going to happen when you're cutting. You're just going to have a lot of those pieces that are going to get stuck down in the blade. You're from the fibers in the fabric just from cutting. And so you're going to need to have something to clean them out. Like I said, you might want to get a die pick and then also get some pliers, because I use those to pull out, like jewelry pliers. I use those to pull out a chunk of threads that are stuck in an intersection. Especially, like I said, on half square triangle dies. It happens all the time. So, all right. So now I'm just going to chain some of these through here. I guess I should have counted. Since I've got 1, 2, I need 20. And I have exactly 20. Amazing how that works. So I'll be, I have 20. Yeah, because I need 10. I still need to count these because I need 10. I actually need 40 of these things. 40 of the hourglass. Because I got to do top and bottom. So I need 10 of the, I need 20 of the strip sewn. So that'll work. That'll give me my 20 to start. All right. And I'm just here sewing. I'm on a roll now. I'm trying to get these 10 blocks done. So that I won't be finished, because it's not, that's not the requirement. That's the only reason I'm saying that number. But I'll have a good chunk of them done at least. I'm just doing, making sure that I get some parts of all the stuff done. So when she come out with the next part, if I'm still behind, I can still put up the design and sew what I have. I'm not paying attention. Look like a dental pick, and I have one. Okay, that's great too. So you can use that. Patricia Carlucci says just like a dental pick. Yep. I'm not seeing Eric at all. That's weird. Carissa, he was in here earlier. He's sewing. Please don't forget to thumbs up from Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate the reminder. If you're going in and out, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button for me, please. I don't know how many of these things I got. They all got to be sewn eventually, right? So it's not going to matter. Just sew. Because I think I just sewed one to the other end of my piece that I had sewn. So that took one of my 20. What do you do when your backing fabric is long enough but not wide enough? Well, you can, if it's long enough, keep in mind also that backing fabric should be about 8 inches bigger than your quilt top. So make sure when you're cutting it that you're cutting it so that you've got 8 inches left. And I say that because even if you're home piecing, your batting can kind of still get pressed out as you're quilting, and so you want to make sure that you have enough batting for it to grow and backing. So make sure you have at least 8 inches total 4 inches on each side before you start cutting. But I would cut off any excess. I don't like having the extra fabric on my quilt, especially if I'm putting the quilt on lengthwise on my frame because of a design that I have to do that way. I want to make sure that I'm not having that extra fabric on the roller rolling up on the quilt as I'm going, because you'll have fabric that has batting and then fabric that don't have batting, and it rolls up different, and I don't like it because then it makes my edges sag. So even when I get customer quilts and they give me backings that are too big, I cut them. I just whack them off. And then you're gonna have to piece something. I have a video on quilt backings, and I think just Google Teaquilts quilt backs, and the third one, I have 3 videos because I was doing how I make them from fabric I don't like, how I piece them from other quilt backings, and then the third one I show you where I was just a little bit short of being enough to put that quilt on there, and I added a piece in the middle of that quilt backing. So look at that video. You don't have to be as extreme as what I did. You can use just one piece of fabric, but you just make it a design opportunity. So I do have 3 videos on how to make quilt backs. Do you think starch or best press has an effect on the AccuQuilt die blades? I would say no, because I starch everything that I cut. So I don't cut anything without starching it. So I don't think so. I think you either it needs to be cleaned or you got a bad die. And every once in a while that can happen. I think I need at least one more I know of. Because I put it on the other end. I know I need one more right now. It seems like this is like the second or third time my husband has come in here to save me. He's like, I heard him in the kitchen. He's like, she's supposed to be off. I've done my time. I'm supposed to have been off of here at 10 o'clock. I'm 17 minutes over right now, but I want these blocks done. I have my agenda. I want to talk to you guys, and I want to get my goal completed. And I got to go to, I got something to do. I'm going to Kevin's house tomorrow, so I won't have time to sew in the morning. I want to get these done. Otherwise, what's going to happen is I'm going to be laying in my bed thinking about these pieces, and we don't want that. So we're going to take care of business now, because I wouldn't fall asleep before 12 anyway, even if I tried. And I'll just make me something really light to eat so I can sleep. I normally don't eat and go to sleep, but I have only had one meal today, so I got to eat something. But I want these blocks done too. Our crazy agendas. I just got to put one more piece on these. This is the one that I did the 2. Ran it through accidentally. It's already done. It just needs to be pressed when it's time. Connie says, hello to everyone. Late was watching the grandson's hockey game. I would like to thank y'all for the company. Completed 2 border blocks without Jack. Yes, that's C-Rex. Yes. Starch makes cutting easier on AccuQuilt from Diane. Ooh, I had a seafood boil. Now that's good, Stephanie. I didn't have all of that, girl. I wish I had. I'll dig through and find that dental pick somewhere. That's Joyce. Yep. Maryland is up to 90%. Oh my God. That's horrible. I agree with Diane with you on the starch. Yes. Yeah, because if you're cutting half square triangles and you don't put that die in the right orientation and have your fabric starch, they're not going to come out the right size. Just saying. Because the fabric is going to be moving too much. You got to almost make your fabric like a piece of paper or sometimes when you're doing half square triangles. Remo says, you have a dog. When I say my grand dog, right, I do a lot of stuff for that dog. So it's sort of kind of my dog, but I don't have it every day. I got the financial responsibility of the dog. I take the dog to the groomer every month. And then I just had the dog 2 months in a row because my daughter, went out of town. I have her for about 3 or 4 days. It's like, ooh, Lord. She cute now. It's a good thing she cute. Just get another stack out of here. I still got pieces, y'all. Bag is getting emptier, but I still got pieces. There's the thing saying, hello, I'm cutting off. Not yet. You got one more press. Well, 2. I got to put these on first. Trying to see where I'm going here when I do get there. Got to press these and then put them on. And now I got to make sure I'm not using the same ones again. I know Kevin's long gone. He go to bed early too. So good night, Kevin. Bye, Mary. She says, see you all soon. Be well. Mask up. Yes. Okay, my 2 dogs are such a blessing. Eventually, they will become quilt dogs and learn to sleep while I'm sewing. My daughter's the grand dog. She just sits here and every once in a while you hear her like she's gulping or something, like the woe is me stuff. It's like, girl, I ain't got time. And every time I move, she under my foot. So I'm behind in comments again, y'all, because I'm trying to get this sold. Good night, Elvita. Pliers or tweezers, you mean? T. You could use tweezers, but I'm talking about like jewelry making pliers because they're stronger and they can grip and pull really hard. Tweezers, the stuff will come out. So I don't mean no tweezers. I mean pliers. Like, I don't have them in here. They're in my where my die cut machine is. But I mean some heavy duty stuff. Cause when you want to pull them threads, the tweezers just be playing with it. You don't want tweezers. You can try, but it's not gonna work. It's not the same fabric. Whoops, I got 2 of them. Now I'm about to sew 2 strips together. We don't want that. Tiffany saying good night to those leaving. Remember to hit the thumbs up before you go if you haven't, from Darcy. Kayla, where have you been? She's saying hello, everyone. And Eric says, I'm here. That's what I said. I knew he was here. I said, he's sewing. He got a block release tomorrow. I didn't see it today. It used to be on Saturdays. Just trying to make sure I don't have the same fabrics. I may have to give up on this gold though. But at least I'll be almost there. It's like I said, I gotta eat. At least I'm packed for tomorrow. I got everything out that I need. I gotta walk out my door at 9 a.m. I haven't had a job to report to in a long time. I do have to set my alarm when I get up at, in the mornings before 11. So I'll wake up before I actually get out of bed, but it's like I roll right back over and go to sleep. No matter what time I go to sleep, I'll wake up about 7, maybe even 9, but I'll go right back to sleep. Like, nope, we just got into bed. All right. That looks very similar to that, even though it isn't that. So we'll just put another one just because. All right. I'm doing piece reduction, but it don't feel like they're going anywhere. But they are. But it don't feel like it when I'm still running them through. All right. This is the last one down here. I don't know if I got one at the back or not. Let's see. Most of the time I forget to get the first one when I'm live. Yep, that's exactly what I did. At least I remember to check before I sewed something else on here. All right. All right. I gotta remember to cut one more piece too, but I'm a long way away from that. A long way away. Ooh. Got a little tangled up here. Okay. Teresa says, any update on Mario? I have emailed Mario and Pam Tabor, and I haven't gotten any response back to those emails, so I have absolutely no idea. So I don't know. I sent them this week, so I'll wait and send another one maybe middle of next week, just in case they went into the spam folder, because that could happen too. And but I don't want to bug them. And like I said, I have a feeling that the reason why Pam isn't responding is because she did announce the last time she was on that she was having difficulty operating technology. So, and I know there's things you can get to make it so that you can talk and all of that kind of stuff. Um, it's just really bad. I just feel so bad for Pam. And then Mario is his partner that's sick. So, good night. That's my brother. Good night, Ray. See you. He's long gone too. It's that was 13 minutes ago. I'm so far behind. You know he loves you. This quilt backing for a personal quilt. Sue, I'm glad you're staying. You are 2 hours ahead of me. Are those bounty hunters? Yes, it is. It's her current mystery. So yes, ma'am. I'm trying to get some of these blocks sold because I'm behind. I'm still working on part number 5 and 6. I have 8 blocks made. I'm waiting on a smaller Doug's Zico ruler to come in. Zecco ruler. I think that's his name, Zecco. I got the large one, but since I'm here in this little space, I'd rather use the smaller ruler, so I ordered them in both sizes. The large one came, of course, yesterday, and the small one talking about Tuesday or Wednesday or something. I'm hoping it's going to be sooner than that. So, did this cut off? I can't remember. Oh, it's still running. Just do that one just to give it a little burst of steam. I had laid that one on there. We're about ready to press these. Should have 20 if I counted right. We shall see. So I can do top and bottom of these blocks, or maybe I can just do top and bottom of a couple of blocks. And at some point I gotta put that block back together on my design wall that had how the block gets put together. I messed that up. That's one that's pressed. So let's load these on here. I don't know. Should be able to get quite a few of these on here since I got 20. We'll do 6 at least, because it is shorter down on the end. So there we go. Do not be futzing with me. It's fitting. But no water has ever come out because there is no water. Well, there are steam holes, but no water has ever come out. It makes that noise, but it behaves. I guess it just wants to do more steam. And it hasn't used much of the steam water that I've put in. Let's check that. Oops, I got 7. See if we can squeeze this on anyway. We'll just lay it down in the middle. Right there. Make it do. Layer up time. All right. So I've got these extra ones. I need to keep track of pieces, and I keep looking on the floor to make sure nothing dropped when I don't put them up in a timely manner. Okay, so this is text, and this one has text, so we'll skip the text. And this one's very similar. I'll just go to a different block. All right. And trying to make sure that the fabrics are mixed up too. Now this is when it gets a little bit more complicated, although I don't have to be persnickety here. That's why I'm thinking maybe I need to do just a few blocks. So this is that step where I start driving myself nuts trying not to make the fabrics match. So let me open up 2 of these so I can look at my fabrics. I don't see this one. Well, I see it right there, but it looks different. Is that the wrong side? That's because it's the wrong side. Sometimes I do that. I'll sew fabrics on the wrong side and I leave them because I paid for both sides. It's okay. And it's a red fabric too, but it's still dark enough to be noticeable as a red. And once I quilt this quilt, I'm going to forget which one it is. I won't even be able to find it myself when I go looking for it. I'm not pinning. I just got my seams pressed in opposite direction, so that's what I'm using. Making sure my intersections line up. Okay. Let's see. Can I use this one? Nope, because it's right there. And the same fabric is in that one. And looks like we can use this one though. Good night to you and all. Enjoyed the chat room from Paula S. Sushi is working on Bonner Hunter. Brenda Hogan T. Did you pick your fabric from your stash or did you order from Bonnie? That was at 10:23. I don't know if she's still here, but I always pick my fabrics from stash. I have so much scraps and wall yardage, like yardage that hasn't been cut. So I never have to actually buy a kit, especially for a scrap quilt. Not necessary for me. I already got all of these gazillion fabrics in my stash. Don't need to buy a thing. But do I buy? Yes, I do. But I haven't bought anything. What I bought for this project is this fabric here. Right here. This is a grunge. And she said we needed something that was either blue or she had like a sea green kind of color. And I just went into the store and looked at the grunges that were available at this shop. They didn't have them all. They just had one shelf of grunge. And I just picked this color. I said that'll work. And that's the only thing I bought for this project because I needed a lot of yardage. And she said a constant fabric. So since it's a mystery, I'm doing what she says. Tiffany says, I'm glad I just have a cat. He's laying on the quilt chair snowing with his paw over his eyes because I have the light on. He is so weird. Yeah. And the only thing with cats is they try to quilt now. They will try to quilt. So I'm just trying to make sure these fabrics are not like really close to each other or obvious that they're the same fabric. Really, I don't care. I'm going to sew these things together. Like, let it go, Teajuana. Let it go. When you get all of these gazillion pieces sewed, it's not going to be noticeable by no one. What kind of dog is your grandpuppy? It's a Shih Tzu mix. It's like this one stripe fabric is in everything. It's everywhere. And I used them equal amounts because I spaced out my fabrics. I sorted them as I was pulling them. Like if I cut 8 of everything, I used them all the first time before I went back and used them. And I had a lot of pieces left. So I sorted them so I was using them equally. Just happened to be pulling blocks where I've got that in it a lot right now. This will work. It's nothing close to that. So yeah, I think I'm going to take off my first ones and go back and do the other sides so I can have a block to put up on this screen at least. Woohoo! All right, let's take this off so we can do. I may have to press these first though so I can see all the fabrics before I add the other ones, right? Because I got to know. We'll let you stay there. Pop you over there. We're going to press this up because I need to see. So I don't have 3 of the same thing in here for sure. Definitely don't want that. I can deal with 2, not 3 of the same thing. That would mean they all came together in the same spot. Oh, I didn't. Oh, it's right. It's just needs a pressing. I thought I had missed the intersection, but when I pressed it again, it moved into position. All these little bitty pieces. Good night, everyone. Stay safe from Beverly. Long time ago. I'm going to quit reading those because those people are long gone. I'm 20 minutes behind. Needle nose pliers. Thank you, Nancy. That's the pliers I'm talking about. Needle nose pliers. I just couldn't remember the name of them. Dorsey, you're crazy. Woo-wee. Oh, God. I hope everyone is taking care. This virus like wildfire. I have 2 masks on today to go to the grocery store. County next to me has 90%. So, yeah, it's high everywhere. I've been moving and renovating. I caught your last live, and we'll be ordering a kit. Okay. Okay, Kayla. I'll put your name down for a kit, girl. Because I have a feeling I'm going to be cutting more kits. I only slated for 15, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I have to see. I know I could cut. I should have went ahead and cut what I could cut. Because what I did was, since African fabrics are folded different, I ordered like an extra yard to make sure I had enough to get what I needed since you're buying by the yards. And I could have cut at least 2 more. So I could have cut like for another 6 kits, but I didn't. But hey, if they sell out, the people that want them, they'll just have to be on a wait. They'll have to wait to get them. I can do them as soon as I can, but right now I got to quilt some quilts. That's why I didn't even think I was going to have them done until February. But my dear friend Kevin has offered to help me, so I'm hoping I can get them all packaged up tomorrow. Oh my God. Dee Dee Hansen said, just slice my finger with the rotary cutter. That's all for tonight. Oh my God. Stay safe. I have done that twice. That is awful. So I know you're in pain. I can't say I know you're in pain, so please take care. Man, oh man, that's one of the, well, twice I've done that. Uh, some of my friends call it doing the T because I did it twice. Kayla saying, so actually happy to catch you live. So happy to actually catch you live. Yes. And I know you've been busy. She did tell me that she was moving. I just didn't share that information until she said it. Kudos on what? Wait a minute, my screen's popping up. Kudos on wearing 2 masks. Yep. Thanks, Tiffany. She's giving you all my website again. And people saying, Dee Dee, be careful, hold it together and apply pressure. Judy L saying, good night, everybody. I'm going to skip some of those. Eric, don't forget Zoom chat tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Info is posted in the Teaquilts Facebook group. See you all on Zoom. Good night, all. Dee Dee says she was applying pressure, so that's good. And probably keeping it above the heart, too. That'll help. Don't drop it. Yep. And I was cutting today because I had to cut corrugated cardboard because I'm using it as backing. And I actually put on a glove to cut that with the box cutter because I felt like, no, this stuff, it looks dangerous. And when it looks dangerous, it's dangerous. Put a glove on. And I actually went to the hardware store and bought the gloves that the contractors use. I didn't even buy the little rinky-dink glove they sell for rotary cutters that you can still cut through with. I went and got me a real glove from the hardware store that's cut proof, and I think I ended up getting it at Harbor Freight, and they have numbers on them for the intensity of the how they work. But you can try Harbor Freight or even just a Home Depot. Get you a cutting glove, because I put mine on now. I don't want to gross anybody out, so I'm not going to talk about what I did. Diane said, go get stitches. The time I cut myself, I couldn't even, both times, I didn't get one stitch. They weren't even able to do any stitching for me. She said the bleeding did stop. Every time I cut myself, I can never get the stitches. And she, Quilt Gal said her friend got 2 stitches. She just cut herself. When I go, they be looking like it's too late for that. And Dee Dee says she can't go out because she got 2 feet of snow and ice storm and hospital is full. Yep. And now you'll get blood on the keyboard, laughing out loud. That's Joyce. Dee Dee, step away from the cutter. That's from Diane. Is Kevin working on a Bonnet Hunter mystery too with you? I'm actually working on it with Kevin because this was his idea. And I'm going to quit doing Kevin's projects because that's how I get in trouble. And then I'm not doing my own projects. I need to be quilting. And here I am trying to get caught up on a mystery quilt that I shouldn't be working on. Melanie D. Hello from Melanie D. in Durham, North Carolina. Hello, Melanie. Melanie, I thought I remember you being on here. So welcome back. Your name looks familiar. I put that up there about your husband loving you when you said that it was the second time he came in and checked on you. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what happened before and he had to bring me something. Oh, I think I had forgot my cup of water or something. And I was on that 2 hour and thinking water. I tried to drink some. I wasted half. Ugh. Melanie says, what type of starch do you use in the AccuQuilt? Now, I may have to be a converter, but I normally just use my homemade starch that I make. I have video on it, and then I have been adding liquid concentrated starch into that as well. I have not done a video on that. I've been adding that in as well, so I use like a mix of those two. The homemade Baca starch is what I'm talking about. And then I just add, I haven't even measured. I just pour some of the liquid concentrated starch in there too and shake it all up, and then I use it. Now, Kevin just came over and he was saying that he uses concentrated starch without any water. So I said maybe I might want to try that, but I haven't done that. You're welcome, Teresa. She's just thanking me for checking up on Mario and Pamela. I'm trying, but I already know I probably never hear from Pamela again unless her family responds to her emails. Um, Good thing sometimes putting ice on a cut will help stop the bleeding. Oh, okay. Stayflow Blue Bottle at Walmart. It's cheap. That's what Kevin uses, and he says he doesn't put water in it. T, my last question about your steam press. That's the one that you use, the steam press. That's the one you use for t-shirt quilts with interfacing, correct? If so, no steam, right? I press the steam anyway. I press the steam. And yeah, I haven't had any problems with the interfacing pressing the steam button. So I do use steam. I'm going to skip. I like that pay for both sides. Yep, that's Shirley Peters. Hi, Shirley. Okay, so I guess I did press this. I'm trying to get somewhat caught up a little bit because I am so far behind in these chats. Kevin said to use it straight from the bottle. Yep, if I dilute it with distilled water and keep it in the fridge between uses, because it was sour. Now, I have never used the blue starch. I've always used faultless concentrated for me. That's Kevin's thing. So I don't know about the blue starch, but I haven't had any issues with having to refrigerate my faultless starch. But that's a different starch and a different concentration. So I don't know. Sue says, T, I really like the fabric you chose. I did do the mystery. I have enough trouble when I know what is coming. I have enough trouble when I know what is coming. I don't know what that is. But these are just I can't remember if she called them garnet or what, but I just use mostly reds. They're not really burgundy in color. They are more maroon and reds. So that's what I had a lot of, and that's what I use. Make sure I put this back down here right. I didn't do the mystery, so she said she didn't do the mystery. Okay. And if you use full strength, starch the back of your fabrics. Starch the back of the fabrics because it does get flaky. Kevin has another little trick. We're gonna actually save it for retreat, and then I'll videotape it so we can have it on the channel. Because I saw him starch and paid attention to him recently. When he cut my fabrics, I said, oh, that's how you do that. So, yeah, it's a little trick to that. I have to try it full strength. I've been doing 1 cup Stay Flow with 1.5 water, but I soak my fabric in hang to dry, and then iron, especially for paper piecing quilts. Yeah, and that's good. You might just want to try 1 to 1 too instead of 1 to 1.5. Never heard of Stay Flow starch. I will look for that. Yes, after spraying the starch on the back, let the fabric rest for a few before ironing from the front so the starch permeates the fabric. That's from Diane 57. Patricia says, how much are they? How much are what? How much are the kits? I'm still working on the prices, but I'm thinking I was trying to do the numbers on what all the stuff I have spent for the kits, and I'm thinking 35 for 15, and then I was trying to figure out if I would do a couple dollar discount for the 30. So instead of 70, it would be like 68 or something like that. So that's what I'm working on, Patricia. Diane says, I have 3 dogs and getting the 4th on the 29th. It's 4 generals tomorrow. I don't know what the 4 generals would be happening tomorrow. We're having Zoom tomorrow. Remo says that she cut her stomach. I'm assuming with a rotary cutter, I guess. I'm hoping she didn't do it today. Tiffany says, I took the tips off both middle fingers. See, she's going to be gross. That's what I did. I took the tip off of a finger. And, yeah, it was gross. And they thought I wasn't going to have any feeling in it. And she said she took the tip off both middle fingers and stitched them at home. I have 2 little scars. That is too funny. And Cool Guess I need a tetanus shot. I would need one now because it's been a long time since I've done that. But that's the other thing, Dee Dee. You might need a tetanus shot. But like she says, she can't get out in the snow right now anyway. And Remo just saying yes. I don't know what she's saying yes to. I don't know if she's saying yes, she just cut herself. And then people are asking, how did you cut your tummy? Remo, are you okay? Are you bleeding? Do you need help? I use the vodka starch as well. I like it. That's from Sue. Yeah. And I have been adding just a little bit of the concentrated starch into that vodka starch, and it makes it even better. But another tip is if you use essential oils too, that's probably why mine don't spoil. I do use essential oils. I put a couple drops. The one I don't like the most is orange. So I use orange a lot in my starch just to use it somewhere because I don't like it anywhere else. So, all right, I read enough. I'm going to try to sew a couple of these blocks together at least. I got 3 right, 4. 4 right here plus this one is 5. So we'll try. I don't care if I have duplicate fabrics. I just don't want it 3 times. Gotta let some stuff go when you're behind. And I'm just glad that normally toward the end of her mystery, she starts giving out clues really fast. Like she'll give one on Friday and might come back and say, it's a bonus Saturday. So I'm glad she hasn't done that. It gives me a breathing room so I don't feel like I'm in a losing battle here with the pieces. Like I said, I still haven't done all of clue 5 and 6. I only have 8 of those blocks, so I wanted to make sure I had some of these and some of those. Okay. So now I'm just trying to find pieces now to put onto this so I can have some blocks to show you guys. That's the same piece right there. This is the same piece, but it's down at the bottom. It's okay. It's not in the same place, at least. See, I'm one of those people that I would normally lay out each block just because I wouldn't want the fabrics to touch, but I was like, I don't have time for that. I got so many reds in here that I could easily make all my blocks not have matchy-matchies. But I don't care right now. Just trying to make sure it's not a lot. These, I think this is one where it's not the same anywhere. Yes, garnet. Diane said that color for the red is garnet. Oh, she said about a month ago, not paying attention, I cut towards me. I never, ever, ever cut toward me. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm glad you okay. This is the same as right there. Go back to this one. It's the same right there. Go to this one. This one will work. Kayla's asking me how long does my starch last before it goes bad. I use it before that. I do like a bottle or two. I'm starching so many fabrics that I use the best press bottles. I don't make it by the gallon. I just make it in the best press bottles, and I have two, so I'm not having to move from room to room. And then when one gets done, like this one doesn't get used as much in here, so I'll switch them out. And yeah, so they're gone before before it goes bad. Just trying to make sure. All right, look like we might have 5 blocks. And maybe 10 blocks was overkill with trying to chat. I kind of figured that when I first started, but I was like, we'll keep it anyway. You got to have a goal that's unobtainable in the end, so that you really push yourself to try to make it. And I think I'm going to actually cut this off. I'm going to make myself like stop. Because if you keep pushing when you know you got something to do, or I need to eat, and then I know I got to go to bed so I can get up early, then you start making other mistakes. So an hour push is not bad. So I'm doing really good. I got 6 blocks actually made with this, because I got one on my design wall. So we'll press this. Then I don't even have to press the whole block, just this, because I've already pressed everything else on the steam press. All I got to do is press this last one I'm turning over. Right there, right here. Put you down. Press the steam. So I got 8 of one and 6 of the other. And I'm going to go ahead and finish all of these blocks because I got all the pieces cut and ready to go. The other ones I'm cutting as I'm piecing. So I'll get these done so they'll all be out the way. So I'll continue to work on these till Friday, see what she comes out with, and decide where to go from there. I want to see where this other color, this last color we haven't used, is going to come in. Okay. All right. This one up here. I don't have like a really big design board in here. Cut this off. All right, so this is what we have. And then they're nice and flat being pressed on the steam press. As I was going, all I pressed was this part of the block when I put it up there for the last press. So the rest of it was pressed as I went. I did the 9-patch unit, pressed it, add the sides, both sides pressed, add top and bottom, and I pressed each individually on top and bottom. I don't know if this thing presses. Okay, so it's it's right at like 10 inches wide, and the block is a little bit bigger than that because of seam allowance. So yeah, so I didn't even have to press my full block up there because I pressed the other side as I went. So yeah, I just got to turn them right because I'm like, this is not right. I got to turn these blocks right so I don't drive myself nuts thinking my blocks are sewed wrong. Gotta. I had some turn one way and some the other, but they are just gorgeous little blocks. Just pretty. So I got all of these pieces here that I've got ready to go into another 5 blocks. I still got pieces in the bag here that's got to go into more blocks. But I think I'm going to stop here. That was a good run. I've been working on this. I pressed all of these little hourglass blocks because I had them made, but I sold them and didn't get them done. And I forgot all about this. I'm going to cut this machine back on. I've been saying I'm going to, thank you guys. Somebody said, nice. I love that red, Darcy. Yeah, but it's Bonnie's pattern. It's the Bonnie Hunter Quiltville pattern. I've been coming in here for a week to sew these strips together, okay? And haven't done it. So we about to do it now. That's the last thing I'm gonna do. Should have done it first and got it out the way, but I didn't. And then I'm a little crazy. I like my strips connected diagonally, even when they're large. So I'm gonna do that. Come on. I'm gonna lock stitch these because this is gonna be on the outside edge of my quilt, so I want to make sure they don't come apart. All right. I think I got 6 of these to sew together, so just 5 seams, and then I can cut these to size for my borders. They're a little bit longer because I cut it off the lengthwise grain. I always cut my outer borders lengthwise, so they're just a little bit longer than a yard. But this quilt is so long but not very wide, so I need it a little bit wider. And this is for that scooch over too. I'm just adding a final border out there so that it'll be a queen size, a true queen. For my pillow top, I need it a little bit wider. I didn't need it this wide actually, but this is the width that I needed to finish off the quilt right, to make it look right on the quilt. So, remember when I sewed through my finger in a live stream years ago, Diane? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Woo-wee. Sounds violent. Sue says, good night all. Stay safe. Mask up. Exactly. I'm going to have to start back wearing 2 masks, or put the paper mask underneath my other mask that has a filter in it. But yeah, because it's serious out here now. Oh God, I just sewed and ain't been backstitching. I didn't backstitch that one. I just missed that one. I'll try to make sure I'll look for it when I piece it onto my quilt and make sure it's on the inside and not the outside. Got 2 more to go. Then I can press these so I can cut these. I can't cut what's not sewed, correct? Or she says, T, 124 thumbs up ain't too bad. Yes, thank you, girl. You my thumbs up moderator. Tiffany gets everybody in here welcomed. And her, Tiffany, and Teresa, and sometimes Diane 57, they be crossing each other, blocking folk. So, and thank you. I saw Stephanie just deleted somebody's thing. And Tiffany did something else. So, thank you guys. It's I shouldn't even be in here. We made it through the night almost, huh? This is my last one. And we'll cut this. And I'm going to eat something light so it's not heavy on my stomach. Maybe even just a bowl of cereal or something like that, because I don't even feel like cooking. I just need something so my stomach won't keep me up. And then I'll get up in the morning and make something before I go. Make sure I'm not starving. Okay. Put this back in here. And this is just all white fabric. But I'm going to cut this with scissors off the excess piece because I joined it diagonally. I don't know. I can't do a straight intersection. I don't know what's wrong with me. Just some things we just creatures of habit with, I guess. You could do it with straight seams. It'd be perfectly fine. Since this white might show, I guess I should trim that a little neater. Normally, if it has a print, I wouldn't even worry about it. Got 2 more of these. No, 3. Sorry, I forgot I had 6 of them to sew. Because I realized, I said, this quilt longer than 2 of these, so you're going to need at least 1. So I just cut 2 to make sure. I'm always using white Kona cotton for something, so it won't go to waste. Names on quilts, signature blocks. Okay. Last one here, and then I can press this tomorrow at my ironing board. I don't need the steam press for this tonight. It's cooling off. I've cut it off anyway. But at least I got them done, and now it's ready to be cut. And right there. And I don't know what happened with my bag that had all of my strings that I was giving this girl. I've been putting them in my other bag, so I'm gonna have to fish them out. So that's done. Just need to cut 2 pieces for a border and put them on the quilt so I can quilt it and then get a backing. I'm not even gonna piece the backing. Remember, I bought a piece of fabric I said I might put on the back. It was I have to add another piece and all of that. I'm using a wide back. No. We're not doing that. Bye, Darcy. We're gonna get off of here. I'm in my 3rd hour going into the 4th. Thank you so much, Darcy. Appreciate you. Those were good teaching videos, Tiff. I don't know which ones they're talking about, but they've been talking, her and Diane. So we're gonna go ahead and get off of here before our dear friend changes his name and come back as somebody else. And we will see you all later. Tomorrow in the Zoom, if you all are available. Tiffany is also live tomorrow. I'll be live on next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Normally 1 hour on Wednesdays. I might be sewing because I might still be behind. And at least if I'm in here, I should be sewing if I don't have anything else to talk about. So, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all so much for your support. The 83 of you all that stayed in here to the end. I really appreciate it. So good night, everybody. You all stay safe, be blessed, and quilt out, everybody. Good night, Tiff.